Hello, Morgan. Can you speak in English? I'd like to speak to someone. I have a severe issue with several of the ministries in Germany, and I have a European passport, and I'm having huge problems with job center, government official buildings, the police side, and no one will deal with it. And I want to know, I was actually told by a person in the TRIA job center, is that I've been blacklisted for, I have no crimes against my name, no nothing. I have two passports, one is North American, one is European. And I've emailed and emailed and emailed, and I'm not getting a response. And it's now breaking European EU rules, UN rules, and I need to talk to someone to find out what's going on. Yes, because the thing is, I've tried at a German level to try and solve this, and there's something going on because I'm being denied my European rights, and I need this resolved because it's putting my life in jeopardy. I really need to talk to someone because this has gone on for about 11 to 12 months. So really what I need to do is I need to talk to someone, explain what happened, because just as an example of one of the rules being broken, I've worked in Germany over 1 year. I'm being denied benefit. Even if I haven't worked, I know by law I'm allowed to money that allows me to exist. I'm being denied that as well. So without strangers seeing the desperate situation I'm in, I would be dead. It's that desperate.
Hello.
Hi.
What's the matter? Leonard.
Lena, is it possible to talk to you in privacy? I don't want to talk about
Yeah, okay. Just a minute.
It's a pretty sensitive issue, so.
Okay.
Can I have a seat somewhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
So can
I think I will not be the person who can help you, but I can see who maybe is able to help you.
Okay.
Um,
So basically, I arrived here. I'm a high-level IT manager. I worked at Bank of America, Royal Bank of Canada, Bank of Montreal, Lloyd's, Formula One.
yeah.
I got in a really bad accident in Canada. I lost everything. I came here with not so much money. I started work at Sky Deutschland. Sky Deutschland didn't pay me. They didn't tell AOK, which is against the law. And I got a Munich lawyer to get my money back. He told me not to go to the Arbeitsgericht. He took the money. I never got it back. I then got a job at SAP. The boss was British, forcing drugs, alcohol, racist abuse, terrorist comments, hated my Canadian passport, sending global emails out trying to assassinate my character, calling me a bitch, physical intimidation. This is from SAP. So I went to SAP Hybris HR, didn't deal with it. Given me equipment that obviously was not compatible with training, so it made it look like I didn't know what I was doing, but it was done on purpose. And the racial and physical assaults got worse and worse to the point I started videoing it. They would probably have a fridge maybe about the size of this box
Uh-huh.
with cocaine, drugs, alcohol, and what he would do is he would have a bell on his desk that he would ring at any point during the day, and if you did not go and do drugs or alcohol, you were fired. If you called it soccer and not football, you're fired. My name was the bitch. I had to address him as the supreme leader, and it got worse and worse. He would call like an Egyptian guy the terrorist. He would call someone a North African kaboom, and you wouldn't be addressed by your name as in Barry. Hey bitch, hey kaboom, hey terrorist, and it got worse and worse, and it was being done in front of HR. I went to Waldorf with videos, pictures of all the fridge, and if you did not buy 24 bottles of beer every 2-3 days, you're not a team player, you're fired. And it just got to the point. I've worked at large organizations, but it was just an onslaught of violence. I went to Waldorf. They said go on Krankengeld. I said, look, you've put me under massive amounts of stress, but I've delivered $6 billion worth of IT by the time I'm 35. I'm not a pancake. And so they basically tried to cover it up. I went through the working council. They lied. I got the ombudsman, and to be honest with you, this is where it started to go wrong. Is that I had a lawyer that said, if they're treating you so badly, go public. I didn't want to go public because then my name is blasted all over the place. But I was traveling just to maintain my sanity because I was getting so many racial assaults. And basically, I don't know from you, but in a working place, if the ombudsman, Margaret Annan, basically said, if you tell anyone or get a lawyer, we will no longer protect you. That's not a good thing to say, right? So then I left Munich because I started receiving several death threats. I went to the Munich police. They seemed to find it hilarious, and at no point, this is spring 2017. This all started September 2016 with Sky, December 2016, and the SAP didn't pay my AOK. They were threatening me with jail because I didn't pay my AOK. I'm like, I had no idea this was going on. They screwed up the finance code, didn't pay me correctly, all the legal documents were wrong. And then, I've been here 2 years. I haven't been able to learn German. I've been attacked several times. So I went to get a lawyer in Hanover. I explained what happened with the lawyer in Munich. He said, trust me, trust me, trust me. So I gave him all the confidential information. And the lawyer in Munich still has all the confidential information that could put my life at risk. I can't get it back. So he basically, SAP said they terminated me 1 week before my 6 months probation was up, which is a complete lie because it's physically impossible because everything was done by email because of distance and the amount of threats I was receiving. So I was going to the police regularly in Germany. I'm getting racial assaults, I'm getting attacked, I'm getting theft, Diebstahl, and a lot of the police stations wouldn't record it. It's impossible in Germany. It's not possible for a crime to happen in Germany. I'm like, this is ludicrous. I said, I need to get it recorded because if something bad happens and I haven't recorded it, well then it just didn't happen. So I would have to travel around on the Deutschbahn just to try and find a police station who would record a crime against me. So I'm spending my own money to find a police station. Then I would get attacked on the Deutschbahn. I even emailed the European Commission, I think it was in France. This is not an issue for us, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is that the Hanover lawyer proved that I wasn't terminated. And we arranged, SAP said, look, let's just cut our losses. We give you compensation. You go your way. I said, okay, you know what? At this point, I'm fine with that. So I'm burning my money, or the little money that I have. AOK is making horrendous racist comments, throwing papers in my face. It turned out all their legal documentation was completely incorrect. When I took it to the lawyer, they were like, it's not even real German. And against the law for them, they didn't tell my AOK that I was working for them for 4 months. You have an 8-week period, I believe, to tell your health insurance that you're employed, right? That caused me a huge, huge problem. So the court date was set for the end of October. I basically got attacked 1 week out, and my USBs got stolen with my evidence. I got hit in the head, ended up in hospital, and my lawyer stipulated that the only way he would be my lawyer in Hanover is if I made German friends, and that I stayed in Hanover. which I've now gone to an Arbeitsgericht, and they said under no German legislation is that mandatory. So I was in a hospital in Düsseldorf recovering from a severe attack, and he said, "Oh, you left Hanover. I'm no longer your lawyer." So now again, I can't get to the Arbeitsgericht. The same thing happened in Cologne. Is what happened was Commerzbank closed my bank account with my money in it. So 1 week before I go to court against SAP, I got physically attacked. My evidence got stolen. Commerzbank not only froze my account, closed my account. My Krankengeld got stopped, and I was completely frozen out, so I couldn't attend court. And ever since then, it has been an onslaught of violence. I can't go in one hotel, one hostel, or anything without being attacked. And my point really of coming here, because now it's gotten to the point of my whole life is in jeopardy. There's no doubt SAP and Sky Deutschland. I have a decorated IT career, 17 years working at all the top companies. Did I come to Germany in a vulnerable position? Yes, but I don't deserve this. And when it really became clear to me is that when I went to Trier, and my mailing address is there. So I have a lot of police reports, none of them concluded. No one ever contacted me. I had about 27, no police officer ever contacted me. I've actually had police officers in Germany to tell me to get the fuck out of Germany. Where it became very clear to me was in Trier, which is close to Luxembourg. And again, I went to the Arbeitsgericht. I had 5 lawyers to get my money back from the lawyers in Munich, AOK, because they owe me a lot of money, SAP, Sky Deutschland, and Job Center. Because since October 17th, I've had 0 money. I've worked in Germany over 1 year. Job Center refuses to help me with Job Center money. What also happened is there was a Mr. Witt in the Trier Job Center said, even if that was the case, as a European citizen, you're entitled to emergency fund to at least keep you alive, and so denied that as well. I actually went to the Job Center. They had security escort me in. I was verbally and racially assaulted by a Frau Weber and told to get the fuck out of Germany in the Job Center in Trier. And it became even more unbelievable when I went to the Arbeitsagentur, who are generally there to help you find a job, right? There was a Charlotte Wortman, and I knew I was being blocked, but she made it clear. I said, when I first went in there, I gave them my resume, and for someone my age, it's about as decorated as you can get. I said, why didn't you receive the email? She said, actually, your email has been blocked by governmental organizations for jobs in Germany. And I'm like, well, why would you do that? This all comes from Munich, right? Those big companies have Commerzbank, AOK, SAP, and Sky on my ass because they owe me a lot of money for compensation what they did to me, and all of a sudden I'm like blacklisted for a job. And then I basically gave them my resume, and they said, we've actually been informed that we're not allowed to look for you for a job. All of these are breaking EU laws, UN laws, human rights, civil rights, and it's even got to the point of when I've gone in, there's a department called the Biz where you can apply for jobs. You have people working in there, and obviously I've not been able to learn German because Sky didn't send me for the German lessons they were supposed to. SAP hasn't, and it's been just a legal onslaught of violence. She's actually going around and telling people not to help me. And then it became even more bizarre because as I started to run down of money, I went on couchsurfing. Now I have a lot of evidence still in my bag from what happened. 700 gigabyte got stolen, but I can't survive on air as strong as I am, and I can't afford medication. I've been hit very badly. I have permanent damage to my eye, and I can't even afford medication to help me stay alive. No food, no water. I mean, it's Europe. It's not like I'm in Southern Africa or something, right? This has gone on a very long time. And I even wrote the Ministry of Interior a complaint of several police officers who were verbally and physically violent and for racial reasons told me to get the fuck out of Germany. And I'm determined to stay because not only is it the money, I need to save my career because they have blacklisted me. And I cannot get a response from anyone. And I have basically gone from, I have no crimes to my name, not hurt anyone. I've been beaten up by people that I don't know several times with weapons. And it's gotten to the point, I was in Frankfurt in a hostel, and now because I have so many police reports of attacks, police stations in Germany are now refusing to log crimes against me, saying, "Oh, you've already got a lot of police reports," and I genuinely feel that my life is in jeopardy because one, I can't eat, I can't afford medication, my career is on the line, and any European law that you have set up to protect Europeans is being broken. And I need someone to really do something because there's absolutely no reason I should be blacklisted from a job other than SAP, Sky Deutschland, and Commerzbank are trying to cover their tracks. And my situation is now desperate, and the only reason I'm still alive is strangers have seen what's going on and then have given me little bits to keep going. But I cannot survive. It's personal attack. I've even been on the train from Bonn to Cologne, the number 16. I have been physically attacked on that train 4 times. Apparently, some of them who pulled out a police card and said, "I'm a police officer, why don't you just get the fuck out of Germany?" I've never met these people. And the more concerning part, when I've been in Hanover and when I've been in Trier, I have been given, and based on the country we're in, right? I don't have any hate for anyone, it's just not my personality. That salute, and I apologize if you're German, has been given to me by people that I don't know countless times. And it is now just an onslaught of violence to kick me out. And it has to come from Munich because before that didn't happen. I've been outside the Hanover Hauptbahnhof and been given, I don't know what that salute is called, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It also got so ridiculous, I was in Dusseldorf trying to put my evidence together. A woman, I don't know, 40, 50, in one of those little buggies with kids in front, stopped, saw me, and gave the salute. The problem is that I've had USBs and they've been stolen, not only in Germany, in Portugal, and in France. And in France and in Portugal, they said, "You have now become a targeted person because of the information you have." And it should be no fault of my own as a European citizen that those two companies were extremely corrupt and threw me under the bus. And I know how big companies work. I've worked at Bank of America, Royal Bank of Canada. Never have I been subjected to such violence that I'm avoiding death daily. I want my career back. I want my life back. But for the one last thing I will say is, I'm in Trier and I'm one of the most sociable people there are, right? I started to think, like, what the hell is going on? Because anytime I make a friend, it would then be, "Oh no, sorry, I can't talk." An African guy, because a lot of my USBs are being stolen. And obviously, if I don't have any money, I end up in not so great places, and my name and face is out. He said, off the record, and I still have it on my text, "We're being told to avoid you at all costs and not talk to you." That's a genocidal comment to make because not only am I being attacked through employment, through the job center, through my own health insurance, who's not paying me, which is damaged. I've actually had to have an operation because I had to sleep through the winter with no money, no food. An operation because my own health insurance wouldn't give me my money. And I have tried to I contacted the Ministry of Interior. Why are your police officers not acting accordingly? I've contacted the Ministry of Health. I've contacted BaFin. All these ministries have said, yes, it's illegal, yes, it's illegal, and yet it only gets worse. So I saw the European Commission. I'm in the city of Bonn, which is the second political capital of Germany. I need this to stop, or I'm going to end up dead. I have no crimes to my name. I've done nothing wrong. But on a basic level, I should be given money to at least exist. And if it goes on much longer, Barry Fraser is not going to exist because I can't survive on thin air. I have a European passport that completely entitles me to that. But you don't think it's a little weird? And the reason I went to Trier is that it's a small place. And then it slowly started to come out what was going on. And I had 5 lawyers in Trier. And it's like, legal letters are sent. We get all the way to the fact that, yes, Mr. Fraser, you're right. You've been treated horrendously. We need to go to the Arbeitsgericht. Actually, you know what? You speak English and it's in Munich. I'm no longer your lawyer. So this is going on and on. This has happened in Munich. This has happened in Hanover, this has happened in Cologne, and it's happened in Trier. The letters will be sent out, I've been proven legally correct. Okay, now it's time to go to the Arbeitsgericht. Oh, but you speak English and it's in Munich. But you knew that right at the start because all we've ever communicated in is English, and you knew where it was in Munich. And it's literally getting to the point that there's that much money involved. It's a case of, let's wait and see if he just dies outside. Because if I have money from the job center, obviously I can exist. They know I'm a smart guy, and I can get out of it. But it is now becoming an don't want to say this, attempted murder, because if I can't survive on anything, I'm completely isolated socially, economically, and financially. How am I going to survive? And I need someone from a European Commission at a high level, or at least someone who can contact someone at a high level. I want to know if I've been blacklisted for some reason. I want to know why. I want to know why I've been refused my EU rights. If you look down the list of EU rights, there's about 70% of them have been broken in my case, and it's got to stop. So I've tried with the when I've been in German ministries, anytime I've gone there and tried to resolve this, they initially speak in English, and then when I get to the nitty-gritty of the problem, they start speaking in German, and they know I can't understand, and it becomes a waste of time. So the European Commission is another level up, and I need help from the European Commission to stop this. Otherwise, I'm going to end up dead. I have tried everything.
Okay, that's a wow. That's a story.
Well, the key thing is really, it's dominoes, right? Because I have Job Center, AOK, SAP, Sky Deutschland, and the lawyer in Munich who all have my money and very confidential information. I don't know which information they've disseminated out, but there are people who know me that I don't know them, and these are the people who are attacking me, so I never know where it's coming from because it's confidential. But on a basic level, I have a European passport that entitles me to money. I've been here 2 years. To money, either if you've worked over a year, which I have, or even if you haven't, enough money to exist. And I am being denied in not one job center, in every job center, mocking and laughing at my situation. That is horrendous, racist. I've had sexist comments made, and I can't resolve it myself. And I'm asking the European Commission in Bonn, I need your help.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
The key thing is, if I get one domino to fall, they'll all fall. But because I'm by myself, it's very easy to target an individual when they're isolated. And then if I tell a story like that to someone else, oh, I don't believe you, this is Germany, it's not possible, blah, and I'm continually isolated, so I can't re-network. But it's a little scary for a Charlotte Wortman who works in a Trier. And I knew it wouldn't come if I was in a big city. In a smaller city, cracks appear. And then start telling me every Arbeitskultur has been told not to look for you for a job. There is no rhyme, no reason to do it. I've committed no crime. I have no criminality against me, but I'm being subjected to criminality. On a basic level, what I'm asking the European Commission is to sort out first, and then can maybe help me with the other issues, is there's no rhyme, no reason for this job center, Arbeitskultur, to treat me like this. I am no different from any other European citizen.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a story, I have to say.
And the thing is, I've tried to abide by the law the whole time I've been here, even though I don't speak the language. The problem is German organizations are not abiding by the law. So one, if I don't speak the language and two, you're lying to me, I have no chance.
Yeah, that's pretty impossible then.
I survived the winter. Actually, you know this jacket I have? It was a guy who saw me on a train shivering to death, gave me the jacket. It's angels at the point of no return who saved my life. And I'm coming to here now telling you, if this continues much longer, I'm going to end up dead in Europe for absolutely no reason other than allowing corruption in Munich to occur. And it started to break down. If you have international university students at the University of Trier being told, oh, we've been told not to talk to you. For what? You know why? Because if I network and I make a whole bunch of friends, and then I'm no longer isolated, it makes it way easier for me to get out of my situation. If I'm constantly isolated, no money, I give up, and then didn't happen. I need the EU's help. Purely
Okay.
because your rules are being broken. And I can easily email the evidence. I mean, it's just, I gotta get it to stop.